I'm Dave Sobel, host of the Business of Tech podcast here at the Acronis CyberFit Summit. I'm talking with Erick Simpson. Erick, you've got a session today where you're talking about the future of MSPs. Where do you think this is going next for the way service delivery is done?
Well, I think from some surveys that I've seen and some reporting that I've been following, asking business leaders what they have changed because of the pandemic, they have really invested in, as you know, Dave, remote workforce optimization, cybersecurity, and cloud. And over half of those business leaders and some of these reports that I've read indicated that much of that is going to stay. So they're going to continue to adopt these services and double down on them. And in fact, 47% say that they have changed their perception of the cost of IT as being a necessary evil to more a strategic initiative in their organization. So they're going to continue to invest in these and other emerging technologies. So I think that the future of the MSP is to continue to accelerate forward in those areas: cloud migration, strengthen cybersecurity, and of course, remote workforce optimization and support.
Yeah, I'm super interested in that remote workforce area. Do you think that's going to take more investment in business analytics skills? Do we need more business analysts than technicians in a typical firm now?
Well, I think that as we continue to evolve, I think that's going to be a value add. But right now, what I'm finding from the partners that I'm working with is the challenge of just getting good technicians right now. You know, this big resignation, phenomenon that's happening. They're having a lot of trouble holding on to existing technicians and acquiring new technicians that aren't pricing them out of the market. So it's a very interesting time that we find ourselves in right now. So we've got the challenge of supporting what the new, what buyers are buying now, right, moving forward. But then there's a challenge in getting the staff and the technical talent that we need just to support this transition, not to mention, analytics and things like that.
So it's probably too early to know from a research perspective, but in terms of the conversations you're having with your higher performing partners, what are they doing a little bit better or different on those retention fronts? Are you starting to see any trends there?
Yeah, that's been a real challenge. I mean, high-performing partners, or regular partners as well, because they've also had to adapt to the work from anywhere, new dynamic. They've had challenges in keeping their existing staff motivated, feeling involved, not feeling that loss of connectivity. I was speaking to a couple of partners on the way over yesterday to the event, and they were sharing the same challenges, and they're multi-million-dollar organizations. So it's just a strange phenomenon that we find ourselves in, and I think that what the answer may be to those organizations that must embrace more of a work from anywhere philosophy is to maybe have a hybrid, right? Have folks in the office a few times a week so they feel that connectivity. And they were, partners I was speaking to were mentioning more of that. It's not simply just the ability to overhear conversations to say, hey, let me help you with that, but it's also just that hallway conversation, even with different business units and different members of the team that they don't normally associate with. So I think that connective tissue is what the biggest challenge is what we're missing right now.
Gotcha, which would probably lead towards some rethinking about the way they price and deliver their services, I would think. I know you're doing a workshop on that. Give those that weren't able to attend the workshop one or two of the ideas of the way we're thinking about pricing now.
Well, I think it's crucially important that we relook at what's in our solution stack. I work with partners in helping them bundle and price their cybersecurity solutions, and during those exercises, I force them to analyze what's in their existing stack. And what we tend to find, Dave, is they're not looking at what's existing, they're just simply layering on new solutions, and some of the solutions in their existing stack no longer meet the needs of their clients. So number one, evaluate your entire stack, right? For this new hybrid approach, you're going to build two bundles really, one for existing clients that are under an agreement, maybe an MSP agreement. We're going to add in good, better, best options for cybersecurity to get them up to a minimum standard that we feel good about. And then for new prospects, we're going to create that hybrid good, better, best set of options, which includes managed IT services along with our minimum requirements for cybersecurity. So the The perspective here would be, look at what's in your stack, build bundles for existing clients to bring them up to your minimum cybersecurity requirements that you require for them to be a client. And then when you're going out for new prospects, it's kind of that hybrid bundle of traditional IT services along with that strengthened cybersecurity.
And how are you advising them to take into account kind of risk into that? I mean, how much risk do you have to plan for? Is that covered by insurance? How are you advising?
Yeah, that's a big topic, and in fact, it's going to be part of my workshop tomorrow. I talk about, what your tolerance for risk is. Are you willing, as an IT provider, to lose your company because some of your clients fail to move forward with you and strengthen their cybersecurity posture? So it's a very interesting conversation, and everybody has their own level of risk that they're willing to take. But my advice is to draw a line in the sand and say, look, by this date, you will have to comply to at least our minimum standards of cybersecurity, because not only are you at risk, but you're putting us at risk as well, right? When you get hacked, we have to stop what we're doing for all of our other clients and come rescue you and then charge you, commensurately for that. But again, building your solutions in a way that meets the minimum compliance requirements for a cyber liability insurance policy is the correct approach. Because at the end of the day, there's no way, Dave, that we can price a service that can include remediation. We have no idea what that could look like, right? So we have to make sure instead that we are complying to the minimum requirements and hopefully more of that cyber liability policy, so that if a situation does occur, then we can file claims against that policy in order to pay for that remediation.
Well, Eric, thanks for joining me. This is some great advice, and good luck with the workshop.
Thanks, Dave.